You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network. I'm Nicholas Callis. These are your game recaps and standing updates from Sunday, April the 5th, 2020. Starting with the Battle of the Sox again, Gio Gonzalez gets a win. His first as a White Sox against the Red Sox. Austin Bryce with the loss, also the starter of the Red Sox. Alex Colome gets his second save of the year. Moving over to an AL East matchup, the Toronto Blue Jays, after getting smacked by the Yankees earlier in the series, put on their own shellacking. 12-6 the final score. A game that was decided by starters. Trent Thornton got the win. He's now 1-0, and Jordan Montgomery 1-1. His first time pitching since 2018. AL Central matchup featuring the Cleveland Indians and the Detroit Tigers. The Tigers broke a losing streak, beating the top team in the AL Central, the Indians, 3-1. Buck Farmer got his first win of the season, and Joe Jimenez got his first save with the Tigers as their closer. American League game that featured the Mariners and the Royals. Mariners won 4-1. These two teams right now are at the bottom of their respective divisions, but the Mariners coming out on top by 3 runs. The Oakland Athletics managed to salvage a game in this series, beating the Twins 5-4. The Twins had a lead until the 9th inning when Taylor Rogers came in, attempted to close out the game, and well, he did not do so. Gave up 2 runs. Twins couldn't respond in the bottom half of the 9th. Taylor Rogers now with his 3rd blown save of the season, and Liam Hendriks now has 2 saves as the Athletics closer. Moving to the American League West, the Houston Astros salvage a game against the Angels. The Angels scored 4 runs in the 2nd inning, but the Astros were able to find a balance in scoring and put up 5 runs on 14 hits and won this AL West battle. American League game, the Tampa Bay Rays and the Texas Rangers played, and the Rays now moving up in the win column after beating the Rangers again 5-2. Jordan Lyles gets his first loss of 2020. Nick Anderson, as the closer of the Rays, has 1 save now in the year. Moving to the National League, an AL East game, or an NL East game, correction, but between the Marlins and the Braves. Yamamoto gets the win. Grant Dayton with the loss. And Kinsler now with 3 saves as a part of the Marlins team. Marlins continue to fight for the top spot in the NL East early on in the season. Another NL East game, this one between the New York Mets and the Washington Nationals. Aaron Sanchez pitched well and gave up 1 run in his start. He's now 1-1 on the season. Steven Matz now 0-1. The Nats were able to score in the 3rd, the 5th, and the 8th to win. And the Brewers and Phillies, 3rd game of this series, 3rd of 3 games. The Brewers managed to win a game in the series. It was 3-0. Josh Hader now with 4 saves on the year, and the Brewers managed to get 12 hits as a team. The Arizona Diamondbacks and the Chicago Cubs played a game, and the Diamondbacks, who have been struggling all season, managed to squeak out a win 8-7 in this offensive-heavy game. Cubs came back and scored 4, but could not complete to tie the game and ended up losing by a run. One of our games of the day here on Major League Baseball's virtual network, a game that went 12 innings and was decided by the Pirates. Gregory Polanco had a home run in the Pirates' win. An interleague matchup between the Baltimore Orioles and the St. Louis Cardinals, and the Cardinals brought out the bats. So did the Orioles, too. Keep in mind, they had 12 hits, scored 2 runs. However, the Cardinals scored 15 runs on 18 hits. National League West game between the San Diego Padres and the Colorado Rockies. Joey Lucchesi gets a win on the year, and the Padres continue to stay hot and at the top of the NL West. Colorado Rockies, they have not won in quite a while. Losing 5-3, Kirby Yates now has 4 saves on the season with the Padres. And our other game of the day here on Major League Baseball's virtual network, The Dodgers lose to the Giants in 14 innings. This was a game that started out with the Dodgers winning, but the Giants came back in the 8th, forced extras, and then ended up walking it off in the 9th. Moving over to our standings, starting in the American League East, the New York Yankees and Blue Jays close to each other, with the Yankees having a 6-3 record and the Blue Jays a 6-4 record. The Orioles, after losing, fall to 4-5, 2 games back of the division. The Rays 3-6, and the Red Sox now 2-8 on a 3-game losing streak at that, 4.5 games back of the division. To the American League Central, the Chicago White Sox and Cleveland Indians remain toward the top of this division. The Indians a half game back at 7-3, and the White Sox 7-2 on a 4-game winning streak. The Minnesota Twins now 5-5 after losing to the Athletics today, 2.5 games back of the division. The Royals 3-5 on a 2-game losing streak, 3.5 games back of the division, and then the Tigers got a win, broke the losing streak, but are still at the bottom of the AL Central, 2-7, 5 games back. To the American League West, close race here. Rangers and Astros still tied for the lead in this division. The Athletics, after winning against the Twins today, now 5-5, 1 game back of the division. And the Angels and Mariners, not in bad shape, 4-6, and 2 games back of the division. Wildcard standings continue to develop. Not that they're any important, not that they have any importance yet, but here they are. And to the National League. Starting in the National League East, the Washington Nationals, defending World Series champions, now at the top of the division, 6-3 record. The Marlins and Phillies trailing closely behind with 6-4 records, a half game back of the division. The Braves, the reigning NL East champions, 5-5 and 1.5 games back of the division, now on a 1-game losing streak. And the New York Mets have now lost 5 straight and are 2-7, 4 games back in the NL East. Moving to the National League Central, the race continues to stay tight. The St. Louis Cardinals on a 2-game winning streak, 6-3, and at the top of the division. The Brewers, the Cubs, and the Pirates are all tied now with 5-4 records. The Brewers winning against the Phillies today, the Cubs losing to the Diamondbacks, and the Pirates beating the Reds. The Reds, who have now lost 2 straight to the Pirates, fall a bit further down in the division. 3-6 record, 3 games back. And to the National League West, the Padres on a hot stretch. 4-game winning streak, 8-2 so far after 10 games played. San Francisco Giants, 1.5 games back, the closest to this division lead with a 6-3 record, 1-game winning streak after beating the Dodgers. The Dodgers, 7-time reigning NL West champions, 3rd place after 9 games played, 2.5 games back of the division with a 5-4 record. The Diamondbacks, after beating the Cubs, break a losing skid and are now 3-7, still 5 games back of the division. And the Rockies have now lost 6 straight games after losing to the Padres today, have 1 win out of 10 games to start 2020. And again, not that wildcard standings are that important right now, but here they are as the season continues to unfold. Some teams at 10 games, others at 9, but this is how the season looks. This has been your scoring recaps and standing updates from Sunday, April the 5th, 2020. I'm Nicholas Callis. You've been watching Major League Baseball's Virtual Network.